Good day everyone and welcome to this tutorial. In this chapter, we will talk about assets tracking inside 3ds Max. This scene contains the last imported FBX assets from the previous chapter. Go to Customize, then Preferences. Once the Preferences settings is opened, switch to the File Settings. Enable Convert local file paths to relative. The local path is the absolute path, where it always starts with local driver letter, while the relative path is an efficient way to locate files inside the project folder, meaning it defines the file's location relatively based upon the project folder structure. After enabling this option, we can move or transfer the project folder to another local driver or machine without affecting any associated textures, materials, or media inside the project. You may need to restart 3ds Max after toggling the status of Convert local file paths to relative. The FBX file store the local or the absolute path for the associated media with the exported geometry, even if embed media is disabled. Open the imported map properties. As you can see, the map is using the relative path to locate the associated texture. However, this path is not the default location for maps or textures inside the project folder. We need to change the texture path to the default location, where the default relative location is the images folder inside the scene assets folder. First, we need to copy the map to the images folder. Then, we have two different methods. One of them is to change the texture location from the bitmap parameters. This method might be acceptable when we need to change a single map or texture. However, when dealing with multiple materials and maps, we need to find more efficient method. This is why we need to use asset tracking. Not only to relocate maps, but also to fix any missing textures or files associated with the working scene. Once you open the asset tracking table, you will find the absolute location for the working scene file. Also, the relative path for the associated maps or shades. The current scene has one single map that we need to change its location. However, the asset tracking table will allow you to select single asset or multiple assets. In order to change the selection relative location, right-click, then Set Path. In the Path directory, type Scene Assets /images. This is the default relative location for the associated textures or maps inside the project folder. Once I hit OK, the bitmap location will immediately change to the default relative path. Since we have a copy of the used texture inside the new location, the tracker has found that copy with ease. The asset tracking is an efficient method to inspect the integrity of your project and to correct any missing or outbonded textures. That can save a lot of effort and time.